Here on Good Morning Football on Friday, Week 5 is off and running. We have a ton of marquee matchups slated for the weekend, so it is time for another edition of Mad Minute. 60 seconds on the clock. I'm going to give you guys a game, some sort of scenario, and you guys tell me what you expect to see in this one. First up, the Ravens. They look good. They are 3-1. They're heading into Cleveland to take on Baker and those Browns. Crazy. Baltimore's won 5 straight in this rivalry. Any reason, Triggs, to think this changes come Sunday?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield and Don Martindale, who is the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, compared Baker Mayfield to John Elway yesterday. That is some high praise, to which Todd Haley said, "What, are they making a bust of him already out there?" Haley was not having it. Baker Mayfield is that good. He gives them a fight and a chance in every single game. He looked awesome his first 2. I think he can give the Ravens a battle.
Yeah, Kay, you teed up this game by saying the Ravens look good. And I'll say that about the Browns. There's times during the season where they just look good. And Baker Mayfield's making his first home start. So how is that going to go? For the first time, the fans get to see their starting quarterback, the future, the guy with the keys in his hands to the organization, running out of that tunnel. And that energy could be something different. And this could be my upset of the weekend.
Stay tuned.
Baker's getting the headlines, and he deserves them. This Browns running game is legit, and I want to see them run up the middle against Baltimore. Hyde and Chubb. Carlos Hyde's had 45 carries the last 2 games. We're talking about tandems with the Patriots and the Saints. The Browns have a good one. Hyde, Chubb. Reminds me of going up to the blackboard in junior high, right? Right. That's it. We're out of time. Buzzer. Buzzer. Buzzer.
Really?
Right. Buzzer.
On the clock.
See, I like the Ravens defense. They're stout. They don't even have Jimmy Smith back, which is sort of wild to think about what they'll look like. But they also gave up 4 touchdowns to Andy Dalton. So I don't know what to make of this. Baker might have a chance. I'm curious to see if you'll pick them for your upset of the week. All right, up next, the Broncos head to the Meadowlands to take on the Jets. What are we looking for in this one, guys? Both teams are on sort of atrocious losing streaks, Kyle.
Case Keenum, this is your life. I mean, there's a lot of buzzards out for Case Keenum. People, we try to support him. We try to build him up. People want to tear him down. They want this to be a disaster. We talked a lot about the Demaryius Thomas throw that he missed. Nate says you got to hit that throw. People on Twitter saying it was on Demaryius. I don't care. This is a huge game for him. He's throwing a lot of interceptions. They brought him in to be the man. He needs to be better. Case Keenum, huge game for him.
Yeah, speaking of those interceptions, what about this Jets defense? They got 6 interceptions this season. If you're looking at this Jets defense, they understand, okay, we're going to this game. We're most likely the underdogs. We have to figure out a way to try to win this on our defense side of the ball. This could be a game where they create more turnovers and they go out there and win it for their squad.
Best thing for the Jets right now, where these guys win. No one in New York is taking a look at how bad the Jets have been the last few weeks, but that Jacksonville game last week is unacceptable. Jets can't just go 6-10 every season. You need to win some of these games, and it's time for Sam Darnold to get a big win.
Phillip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, they're both doing their thing out there running, averaging 5.5 yards a carry between the two of them. Case Keenum has 6 interceptions, just 3 touchdowns this year. He had 7 picks all of last season, so I'm mostly with you, Kyle, on Keenum having to show up. All right, next up, we've got a battle of 2 3-1 teams and 2 of the biggest surprises in the NFL this season. It's the Bengals hosting those Dolphins, coming off that brutal loss, of course, to the Patriots. What is a must-see in this matchup, Nate?
Must-see is that Bengals offense. Are they going to continue to dominate the way they have been? You look at Bill Lazor since he's taken over. It's been, I think, 36 touchdowns that Andy Dalton has thrown in 18 games. Wow. So they're playing at such a high level. They're playing so fast. A.J. Green looks faster than ever. So that is going to be one of the things that I'm focused on. Is this offense for real? Because Bill Lazor has these guys playing at a high level.
Go back to April when the schedules came out. Who had Week 5 Dolphins-Bengals as a must-watch? That's why we watch the NFL. This is 2 really good teams, really strong teams. And if you thought the roughing the passer penalties have been interesting, Vontaze Burfict makes his return. Let's see how Vontaze Burfict handles the new rules. I'm excited to see him back on the field.
They have a 29th ranked defense. Vontaze Burfict could be a huge difference.
I love it when Vontaze comes back. It's so pro wrestling. It's awesome. This to me is a kids table classic. It's a concept I talk about. There's the adults table with the big boys. There's the kids table with the intermediate. The Dolphins were sitting there and they got badly rejected last week to the kids. The Bengals are awesome. I think they have the top 5 team in the league. But with the Bengals, you got to still show it to me. You got to
never enough.
Kids table classic right here.
No more dinosaur nuggets.
Dalton has the second most touchdown passes in the league right now. If he has another one of those Andy Dalton 2018 games against the Dolphins, we have to start putting him in the MVP
100%.
conversation.
Sure. I like it.
Andy Dalton, MVP. I'm saying it. All right, finally, nothing better than a battle of strength, guys, against strength. Strength v. strength. The Jags' #1 defense headed to Arrowhead, one of the scariest places to play, to try to, I'm not going to say stop Mahomes, slow down Mahomes and that Chiefs' #1 offense. What are you going to be keeping your eye on in this one, Triggs? And I'm sure you're sad you're not going to be there this week.
I will not be there. Sometimes there are just gifts from the football gods. This is one of them. I know exactly where I'll be. I'll be watching this this one every single play. And for me, it's Mahomes. I said it yesterday on the show. I think we tear down things as a nation. We always are looking for negatives. And what's wrong with this? And here's my think piece on that. Patrick Mahomes is awesome. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to buckle up. I'm going to go along for the ride. I just can't wait to see what's next.
Smoke a cigar and keep going.
Smoke a cigar and keep going because this guy is unbelievable.
There's one thing I'm missing from the Mahomes experience. We have not seen the deep ball. We have not seen it. You know, the NFL tweeted out the 10 longest passes in the season. This part, 10 longest traveling. Mahomes not in it. Curiously enough, Kirk Cousins has the longest pass of the year. Mahomes not even in the top 10. Let's uncork a 75-yard throw. It's all I'm missing.
When you watch the Pat Mahomes highlights, there's two ways that defenses go about it. They either blitz them, try to bring pressure, or they sit back and drop everybody. I'm just going to pay attention to how the defense is called for the Jags.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to bring pressure and put the pressure on that umbrella of the defense, or are you going to sit back and let them pick you apart? That's the chess match in this one.
I want to see interceptions by the Jags. Jalen Ramsey's talking a big game. You don't have an interception on the season. Not one this season. Have one over Tyreek, over whoever. We'll be back after this with more highlights from last night. Of course, the Patriots and the Colts faced off. Edelman was back, and we went Air Gordon for 500 yards or 500 touchdowns for that guy. TV 12 highlights and talking Week 5 Sunday after this.
No matter what size your label says, Men's Warehouse has you covered. It's time to take your style.